Upland has just dropped a massive developer update, and we're going to go through it. We're going to break down the most important parts for you, as always. Make sure you come and check out the announcement for yourself, because here's what this announcement really is. It's the full picture of where Upland is going. It's STEM, it's Troves, it's recipes. We talk about farming and animals. That's huge. And all these sound like separate features, but they're not. They're all one connected system. And every single piece of it ties back to what you own. It ties back to your properties. Your properties are about to do a lot more than just sit there. Let me walk you through it again. Don't forget, make sure you go read this in full. Go check it out. Be informed. There's a lot in here. We're just going to go over this at a 10,000 foot view. Also, check out this. Check out, we've got farms over there. We've got, what is that? That is animals, baby. That is animals. Very, very exciting. So first up, we're going to go over STEM. That's the first part that we covered here. STEM is the foundation of life. That is dropping later this week. It is account bound. It is inflationary on purpose. We want as many players as possible to have access to STEM as possible. Life should be growing everywhere. Well, wait a minute. I'm not into gardening, you must say. This is property development. You want to succeed in Upland, you need property development. You want to collect troves, property development is going to be a part of that. Except you want to make your property more valuable, property development, again, is going to be a part of that. So how can you get STEM? Well, you can buy it in the store. It's there live right now. Actually, it'll be permanent, just like UpX. However, unlike UpX, it's not pegged to anything. So the base price will always be $1 for 1,000 STEM. But then as you buy more STEM, the packages are such that you're actually getting more value the higher up you go. And that's because unlike UpX, UpX is pegged to the dollar. STEM is not. STEM, the base is $1 for 1,000 STEM, but then we can offer more value going up. Again, STEM is supposed to be plentiful. So one way you can get it is in the store. It will be there permanently from now on for forever. Next up, totems. You can see right here, totems will continue with at least one more cycle planned. After that, we don't know. We're going to take a look and decide what totems do, but we know that there's at least one more cycle. And the next round of rewards will be STEM instead of Protem. The STEM will be, the output won't be the exact same that you got with Protem. It will be adjusted for STEM. It won't necessarily be a one-to-one. We'll have to wait and see what that looks like. But totems do have at least one more cycle to continue. Season passes. Season pass holders will also receive STEM each season. Now, this is temporary. This is... if you hold a season pass, you will get STEM dropped to you as a bridge until bigger earning systems go live. We're going to talk about those bigger earning systems, Troves, et cetera, et cetera. So stay tuned, because if you're a season pass holder right now, in the meantime, until these bigger systems come out, STEM will be dropped to all season pass holders. Adds value to season pass. You get that on top of your cosmetics. Super cool, in my opinion. So then you get to collect season passes. Limit one per player, of course. Let me head that question off. We know that's coming. No, limit one. It's by account. So limit one per player. Now over time, you're going to earn STEM through in-game events, seasonal events. You could earn it eventually through daily logins, and finally, gameplay loops like Troves and farming. We're going to go over Troves. We're going to go over farming and how you can earn STEM through Troves and farming going forward. Again, the goal here is that STEM should be constantly flowing through multiple systems at once, not funneled through one source that you just get. It is inflationary. It's supposed to constantly grow. So let's go down and let's talk about Troves. Troves are huge. I'm actually going to sit here on these fruit troves for a reason that you're about to see. So every plant in Upland will produce troves. You've seen that. There's both decorative plants and what we're calling functional plants as well. Now these functional plants are stem-bearing plants. Think of plants that drop fruit trees, nut trees, anything, vegetables, for instance, would be stem-bearing plants. What this means is that these functional plants, unlike decorative plants, so decorative plants you'll be able to get specific types of troves for, but from stem-bearing plants, you're going to be able to get resource troves. Troves will have different categories we'll go over here later in the announcement. Resource troves are special troves that you can exchange for STEM at different types of service structures. So the example that we use here is supermarkets. So if you take, hey, I've got an apple tree, I've got some apples, I've got to combine them into a recipe, and I can exchange them at a supermarket. and I can get stem back. So that's one way that you will be able to earn troves and earn stem. But plants aren't the only source for troves going forward. Everything will have troves. So structures, service structures, residential structures, vehicles. We've already talked about fishing. We've talked about trade routes. Those all produce troves as well. Even troves that don't convert directly to stem are still valuable because they're used in recipes. And we're about to go over recipes in a second. And you're going to see how all of this ties together. Bottom line here is no matter how you play, whether you're building, exploring, fishing, whether you're running trade routes, whether you're taking care of life, you're generating troves, and you have the ability to generate troves, and recipes fall into that. Let me see. Do we have an example of an apple tree right here? For example, if a player owns an apple tree or another stemberry plant, that plant will produce resource troves over time in the verge of apple trees. So you can see here's apple. That's a resource trove. In the case of an apple tree, this would be an apple trove. These can be taken to service structures like supermarkets and exchange for stem or used later as part of recipes. We're going to go over recipes next. So you can see how resource troves will come from resource plants. But my brain stopped working there for a minute. So let's talk about recipes, because recipes drive everything. That's the heading here. And we'll be on bread for a minute as well. We're going to use this as an example. Recipes are how troves become useful. You combine them into new outputs. So you take all these different inputs, let's say from taking care of my pine tree. It's not a resource trove that I get from there, but I may get different types of troves, like social troves from there, or care troves from there. Think of like heart emojis or stuff like that. I can take those troves and I can combine them into recipes and get a different output. So an example that we use is wheat troves. For instance, this is just an example, but you take wheat troves, you take milk troves, you take those to a bakery, you combine a specific number of them, and out pops bread troves. And you can see here are examples of what those bread troves might be like. Well, why would I want to get a bread trove? Well, it's not just a collectible. Bread troves are something that an uppie might require. As you come across uppies in the future across the map, an uppie might say like, hey, I'm in need of a sandwich. Maybe let's say it's a level 3 uppie that you come across. I'm in need of a sandwich. Can you give me some bread troves? I'm going to need bread troves. I'm going to need XYZ, or maybe you just need a sandwich and you're going to have to get bread troves first. Maybe you're going to have to get some meat, some lettuce, and you're going to have to combine those in a recipe that then gives you a sandwich. You take care of that. You befriend your uppie. Boom. You've just minted your uppie. This is the future of Upland. Everything on the map is going to be overlaid with this trove system, and how those troves are, like the quality and amount of troves will matter on, hey, how well do I have my property developed out? How well is my neighborhood developed out, et cetera, et cetera. So this is the chain that connects everything. You collect troves, you combine them, you progress. That's it. There are 5 trove categories here. We go over them right here. So there are care troves, resource troves, social troves, utility troves, and valuables. Now, just like how you can convert resource troves into stem, all of these troves will have something similar that you can output that we will go over at a later time. We're going to do a deep dive on troves in the future, so you're going to want to stay tuned for that. But for now, just know that these are the different types of troves that you're going to get from different things like vehicles, service structures, residential structures, different types of plants, and players will be able to go around and pick up those troves. If you own the service structure, for instance, you will have an advantage. The trees, if they're on your properties, you have an advantage versus someone that's just clicking around. But everybody is going to be able to participate in this trove system. Over time, at first, just like everything, there will be phases. Over time, they may be very simple, a limited amount of troves that drop with very simple recipes. But over time, nearly everything in Upland becomes part of a recipe, either as an input or an output. That's the thing to take away from here. Recipes are huge. Recipes are everything here in the future as far as how this system works. Well, what about development? What about development? We cover that right here. Development matters more than ever under this system. The level of development on your property directly affects Trove output. It affects amount, it affects type, it affects rarity, it affects quality. The more developed your properties and neighborhood are, the better troves, the more production, the more players are coming to you, the more residents are coming to you, the more uppies are coming to you. This creates a feedback loop. Better builds attract more activity, more troves get collected, more recipes get fulfilled. Basically, development is no longer just a cosmetic. Up until now, it's largely been a cosmetic. Hey, I've got this cool structure. Let's pretend, that this property means something. I mean, it does mean something. But now it has real value to it. Now it has something that's actually can produce based on how well your property is developed. And that's why property development is tied directly to this. Property development is the core. This builds on top of that for sure. Let's talk about farming. That is next. What? We did mention farming in an earlier announcement. This is us going a little bit more into detail. Again, this is a 10,000 foot view. We will have more details about farming in the future. So, because we're dropping life and we talked about resource troves, we talked about stem bearing plants. Really, if you have an apple tree, for instance, in your yard, you can get, a few apples off it at a time. But what if you want more and you want to get more stem? Well, that's where farm comes in. And there's going to be stuff like crops and orchards where you'll be able to get a lot of them. In fact, let's go down to what these kinds of troves may look like, where you're getting bundles of them. This is from farming. Farming lets you plant and manage large scale stem bearing crops, wheat, corn, apples. You could think grapes long-term and wine. Ooh, how cool would that be? It's a big difference from one fruit tree, for instance, in your yard and a full farm operation. Farming is designed to be the most consistent and highest output way to generate resource troves, which then you can exchange for stem through gameplay. It doesn't replace other play styles. Residential opportunities are still there. Decorative builds still produce the variety of troves that are going to be needed for recipes. It's just another way and the most effective way to get stem, to keep that up. Farming could be, for a lot of players, a stem engine. And then everything else is the ingredients that make recipes work in combination with that. So just like fishing is a way to farm for fish, but there are other ways that you're going to be able to get fish. Same with farms here, and also same in the future with trade routes, etc., etc. I'm saying etc. a lot. It makes me sound smart. Which brings us to animals. What? That's right, animals, ladies and gentlemen. For the first time, Upland is preparing to introduce animals into the game. Life sets us up for that. Now, this is something that we are in development in the back end. Life has to come, then farms have to come, and the Trove system has to come, recipes dropping, and then eventually life will be here. So we are going to start with farm animals. They're going to be able to be earned through gameplay, so via the recipe system. So think you'll go to a horse stable, and there'll be a rare chance for you to get a special type of trove that then, if you combine together into a recipe, you are going to be able to get a real piece of live visible animal. Well, wait a minute. What will that look like? We'll just get like a animal trove? No. Ready for this? Animals are going to be visible on the map. They're going to be moving in 3D space on the map. If you have let's just, as an example, let's use a horse stable. You're going to see animals moving around in that horse stable. If you end up having those animals, they're going to be tied directly to your properties, directly to, depending on what structures you build on those properties. And long-term plans include not just pets like this. We're starting with farm animals. Long-term plans include pets, but then also breeding mechanics. Again, think of recipes here. Imagine you've got a horse wandering around on your property. You're able to pet it, take care of it, groom it, and a very rare chance of getting maybe a certain trove, maybe a female horse trove, and you're going to be able to take that and take it, let's say, to a veterinarian, for instance, and breed another version of your horse there. Like, super cool. These are actively being built, everybody. More details coming soon. All those are examples that I'm using. final mechanics may change. Those are just examples that I'm moving, but animals are coming, and it's going to be huge. You can imagine how once animals come living 3D on properties, where we're able to go from there. But for now, we're focused on life, farms, animals. A question that has come up a few times. Farms and farm structures will be limited to special farm properties. So in the same way that boats have marinas, think of farms as having properties. So stay tuned for more details about farm properties and how you're going to be able to get those. So big picture here, let me actually go back up. Actually, I want to read one of these sentences here because this I think is really important to go over here. Right here. Big picture, this isn't 6 separate features here. These are not features that will live on their own. It all builds to one interconnected world, one interconnected economy where property ownership is still the foundation. But now property ownership, how you develop your property, helps determine your output. It helps determine your activity, and ultimately it helps determine your opportunity. And we fully expect that players will specialize. And that's where I want to talk about this, because I do see players, well, I don't have enough to do everything. You don't have to. Some players, we say, may continue to focus only on building and selling properties. Hey, I'm not really a landscaper. I don't want to get into the development side of things, but I've got these properties in these neighborhoods. I want to buy them and flip them. Fine. That may be something that you do. Others may focus on development and construction. We have the construction hub here now. Those players are stacking up all their service structures and being able to help build out properties for players. Some may specialize in collecting troves and optimizing recipes. This is going to be something that we expect a lot of new players to do. New players in the future will jump into the game and they'll immediately be able to start wandering the map and collecting troves and understanding why are properties value? Why do I want a property? How do I properly build up a property? And so that may be something that you decide to do. Others may focus on uppies, racing, or exploring the map through systems like fishing and trade routes. These are not separate paths. They are all connected through the same underlying systems. The goal is not to push players into a single way to play, but to expand what is possible while reinforcing what already exists. And that's it. What you own and how you build on it is about to matter more than ever. This is very exciting. You could see why we're so excited on our side. You could see what the direction that we're moving towards. And hopefully this developer update really helps tie some of these pieces together a little bit better for you. We're going to have more updates here in the future. We're going to be explaining more. Life is about to drop. So stay tuned for more on what we're working on, our vision here and what we're seeing. In the meantime, enjoy Upland. Make sure you read this announcement in full. Have a great rest of your day, guys, and I will see you in Upland. Bye-bye, bye-bye.